Now, a hotel which inspired Charles Dickens' first novel, a house owned by one of the gunpowder plot conspirators, all among the renowned sites under threat of falling into disrepair.
In Historic England's annual review of valuable sites, the organisation has added more than 150 buildings to its at-risk register.
There are some success stories, though. Some sites have been successfully restored. One of them is the Holmfirth Conservation Area. You might know it because it featured in the popular TV comedy series Last of the Summer Wine.
Now, our reporter, Charlotte Leeming, has been scooching around, kind of taking a look and exploring all the nooks and crannies, haven't you, Charlotte? Morning to you.
I have had a right good nosy around Naga. It's been brilliant. A gorgeous part of the world, this, of course. And right now we're in the historical building, the Picturedrome, right in the heart of Holmfirth. It's been here since 1912. It's been a theatre, a cinema, a bingo hall, and now it's a live music venue. It's absolutely lovely. It's been conserved over the years and brought into the present and very much for the future and added a real vibrancy to Holmfirth. But some places across the country have not been so fortunate. They really need some TLC. Our reporter Graham Satchell has all the details for us.
Oldway Mansion in Devon, built in 1873, the grand exterior modelled on the Palace of Versailles. It was home to the Singer family, makers of the famous sewing machines, but it's fallen into disrepair and has now been added to Historic England's at-risk register. The Great White Horse in Ipswich, also on the register. Over the years, guests have included King George II, Admiral Lord Nelson and the Beatles. Charles Dickens, another regular, described the hotel in his novel The Pickwick Papers as a prize ox with labyrinths of uncarpeted passages and small dens for eating and sleeping. Holbeach House in the West Midlands. Until last year, it was a care home. Today, it's boarded up, abandoned. Another building on the at-risk register. It has a remarkable history. It's the place where the surviving members of the gunpowder plot made their last stand. In 1605, Robert Catesby and the other plotters were on the run. They ended up surrounded at Holbeach House. Some of the walls still have holes from the muskets used to storm the building. Over the years, thousands of structures have been saved, like this Victorian electricity substation in South London, and Sheerness Dockyard Church, gutted by fire, but now restored as a cultural hub for the community. These buildings tell stories of wealth and power, subterfuge and intrigue, of the way the country has changed over the years. Buildings Historic England say should be preserved.
Yeah, so as Graham says, they're a real mixed picture across the country. Let's talk to Craig from Historic England. In a sec, we'll talk to Peter, who owns this gorgeous building. Craig, first of all, Holmfirth, such a success story. They really got the teeth into it and transformed the place for the future, didn't they?
They did, absolutely. I think credit has to go to the Holmfirth Conservation Group, who, when they realised the conservation area was on the at-risk register, decided to look at what the problems were in forensic detail. They inspected and surveyed every single building, every street, got an idea of what was going on, and from that, with our help, developed a community-led conservation area appraisal. And in doing that, they lifted the profile of the town's heritage so that people learned to love the place and understand its history and background. And so they began to look after their buildings in such a great way. And Peter is a great example of doing that at the Picturedrome.
Because, Craig, we think of Last of the Summer Wine, don't we? We think of Compo and Nora Batty when we think of Holmfirth, but there's a lot more that needed looking after to keep it vibrant in the local community.
Yeah, absolutely. The point is that when shops become vacant, people stop caring so much about their town, and the place goes into decline. And that's what was happening to Holmfirth back in the day. Since the pandemic, particularly, things have turned around. There are virtually no vacant premises, no vacant shops in the town. More people are coming, more people are visiting. They're enjoying the Picturedrome, they're enjoying the restaurants, and they're enjoying the lovely landscape in which Holmfirth sits.
Well, Peter, you're the king of Holmfirth, I've heard on good authority. You've really transformed this place. I've been to a gig here. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. It's a great place, yeah.
What's it like, though, having the responsibility? I mean, just this arch we can see behind us at the stage, it's expensive to upkeep something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, our first repairs 25 years ago were £2,400, which is bonkers because it worked out at about £400 a foot just to repair it.
So it's expensive, but you know when you take on a precious building like this and you want to keep it going for the future, that you've got to put in the work and the expense sometimes.
Yeah, no budget, blank cheques, and just keep on going.
But we all know this place for Last of the Summer Wine. That brings in a lot of tourists from all over the world, but you're also really making this a great place for the local community, aren't you? Making it vibrant and a destination to come to.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We've got people coming from all over the UK and Europe occasionally to the gigs that we put on, and good for us, they're all filling up and selling out and all the rest of it.
And Peter, I'm not saying you're old, you're very vibrant yourself, but you were telling me that you used to queue up here when it was a cinema when you were a lad.
Yeah, to come and get the bingo hall tickets when I was about 10. On a Thursday night, that was jackpot night. So
your mum will be pleased you've kept it going.
She will be, yeah. She opened it up in '98.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to see history going forward for the future generations, and we know that Compo, Nora Batty, if they were here, they'd be very proud. Back to you.
Thank you very much. That really is a great venue, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Lovely.
Wonderful.
Really nice.
Loads of character. That's it from Breakfast this morning. Back, of course, tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Now it's time for Nikki and Gethin and Morning Live.